If you're a woman over 45 and you're thinking about using Ozempic or similar drugs to lose some weight, here's the part that no one's warning you about. What I'm seeing with women who are on Ozempic or drugs similar is that, yes, they are losing weight, but they're losing so much muscle mass. Their bones are deteriorating at a much rapid rate than they should be. And thirdly, a lot of these women feel like fraudsters, like they've cheated the system. And this is what people are not talking about. So for people who are obese, this is a game changer, because what it means is they have an opportunity to live a better life and a longer life. But for most people who just need to lose 20, 30 kilograms, I don't think this is the road that we should be actually going down. What we know about these drugs is still in its infancy. We do not know what's going to happen further down the track, what kind of issues people will have. But I will tell you that if you have thyroid cancer and thyroid problems in your family, you should not take these drugs. If you suffer from depression or there's a history of depression, you need to have a look at this a little bit more closely before you go ahead with this. And there's a couple of other things that you need to know about taking these drugs. One of them is the fact that you lose muscle mass very fast because you can't eat enough to sustain your muscle. And even when you diet, you do lose a little bit of muscle mass, but this is very rapid. So muscle mass for all of us is a very important part of our survival, of being strong, of being healthy. It also is a means by which our immune system is able to stay healthy with good, strong, healthy muscles. So without those strong, healthy muscles, we're already in a little bit of trouble. And it also reduces your metabolism, which is the means by which you burn calories. And this is so significant because if you have to come off these drugs, your body will not be able to lose weight as efficiently as it did before you started these drugs, because the information that's available now is saying that anyone who goes off the drug gains 70% of the body fat that they've lost. And because you've lost so much muscle mass and your metabolism is so slow, it will be even more difficult for you to lose the weight naturally. Now, as we age, our bone density becomes less and less. We become more porous, but we know that through weight training that our bone density can be maintained and we slow down the process of what we call osteoporosis. So if you take these drugs, you are going to lose a lot of bone density very, very fast as well. So I would suggest if you make a decision to use these drugs, that you also make a decision to do some weight training as alongside of it, so that you don't lose your bone density. Because losing bone density in our 50s and 60s means that if we fall, we inevitably are going to break a bone. And as we age, it's harder to repair. And if you fall over and break a hip, it's almost a death sentence. You know, when I was a young woman, there were not very many fat people. In fact, I don't remember anyone at school being, overweight. But the food industry has been the culprit in developing over the last 40 years highly sugared food, highly processed foods, fast foods, and they're never ever regulated by anyone. So we have been advertised to for many years now about eating these highly processed, highly sugar, highly salted foods, and they really appeal to us, because who doesn't like a cream donut? But we have to recognize that we need to change the way we eat and the way we move, because now we sit around, most of us sit in jobs, and we're quite sedentary when we're home. So there's two issues here, is our food and our movement. So we need to understand that if we start to eat food that is unprocessed, that is food like fruit and vegetables, food like meat, fish, cheese, chicken, yogurt, then we can understand how we can get our bodies back into a better shape, back into better health, because I have seen so many young women, start to have so many health issues, and it's basically because of what we're feeding ourselves and what we're not doing as far as moving our body. So the GLP-1 drugs, yes, I'm sure they can help a lot of women who are struggling to lose that body fat. But I think we also have to gauge, what can happen to your body after a period of time that it's just an unknown, because there's many drugs that have come onto the market and we've utilized them, and then eventually they have shown to be quite catastrophic to our health. So even though GLP-1 drugs can help a lot of people, and that is a great thing, I think we have to start demanding of ourselves that we eat better, that we exercise more, and that we sustain a community of people that can support us, encourage, and motivate us to do that. And as women, we have been inundated all of our lives with images of what we're supposed to look like. And I don't believe that we should try to look like that. I think we should try just to be healthy and fit and strong. Some of us are tall, some are short, some are, thicker, and some are thinner, some are really skinny. But I don't think that we should try to look like what we're being fed. We should try to just be healthy and fit and strong. And to those women out there that are taking Ozempic, and I've heard some stories about people feeling like they're cheating the system, I don't believe that you should hide the fact that you're using this drug. I think you should be very honest about it, and I think you should also tell other women about it and share your experience, so those women who are toying with the idea whether they should use this or whether they shouldn't get a much better perspective of the drug. You're not cheating the system. It's there and it's available. If you had some kind of other illness and you needed to take a drug, no one would judge you. So I think you should come clean. I think you should tell other women about your experience, if it was good or bad or indifferent. And also, I think if you are taking the drug and you are losing the weight rapidly, you should consider doing some weight training and a little bit of cardio for your heart. But you should try to make sure that whilst you're losing the weight, you're getting fitter and you're getting stronger. But share your experience, because I believe that's the way we can start to support each other as women, rather than pulling each other down and making someone feel less than because they are on this drug that is readily available to everyone. So I hope this helps you to make a decision on whether this is for you or whether it's not for you. Either way, it will be your decision, and it will be something that you're going to do, and not what you have to do to please others or to, keep it a secret. Don't keep it a secret. I hope this has helped you. If you have any issues and you would like to try and train with me, or you want some coaching with me on how to eat and how to exercise to be healthier and fitter, especially if you're in your over 50 now, you're in that decade where you're losing a lot more muscle mass than we have before. So having stronger muscles is very important. Having strong bones is even more essential as we get older. So if you would like to find out information about how I can help you, I'd love to have a chat to you. My website is down. I'll put it up here actually. And in that website, you can find a page where you can book and have a call with me. I hope this has helped you to understand a little bit more about these drugs, and that there is no shame, but there is repercussions. Okay. All right. As I always say, stay fit, stay healthy, but above all, stay very, very happy. Bye.